It was a long wait for some voters. The last person in Clark County voted after 9 o'clock last night, 2 hours after the polls closed. 8 News Now reporter Karen Castro is here with a closer look at what caused those delays yesterday. Karen?
Well, Denise, it was a record turnout in Clark County for a midterm election, resulting, of course, in long lines. The first numbers didn't start rolling in until after 10 o'clock. Clark County officials say they will be meeting to discuss what improvements need to be made before the next election cycle.
The voting tents are coming down after a long election night. Nevada was one of the last 3 states to show returns on voting numbers.
It felt amazing to be the last voter.
This voter was at the end of the line at the Galleria in Henderson. The last person to vote in all of Clark County was at Rancho High School after 9 p.m. The vote center was among a number of locations that ran out of paper.
We had to service some voters with extra printers out at some of the sites, but no voters were turned away. Everybody was allowed to vote.
Washoe County had voters casting their ballots closer to 10 o'clock. Results started coming in soon after. By state law, counties cannot release any numbers until all polls are closed.
We're going to take a look at the election when we're all finished. We'll debrief, and we'll meet with all of our managers, and we'll definitely make improvements between now and then.
There were slightly more registered voters this midterm election compared to the presidential election in 2016. Voter turnout was lower this year compared to 2 years ago, but it was still the highest for a non-presidential election in Clark County.
Tremendous turnout across Clark County today. We're very happy with the turnout that we've seen.
There were about 3,000 voting machines at 172 vote centers compared to 272 polling places in 2016. Clark County says they consolidated some vote centers and added more machines.
I just wish that the polling places would be a little bit more convenient for people. If there are certain rules and guidelines that maybe need to be looked at and discussed and placed other locations.
And this is the first general election that Clark County allowed voters to cast their ballots at any vote center. A spokesperson says some locations were, of course, more popular than others, especially at shopping malls. Christiane?
Thank you, Karen.